So, but is there something in the Steelers coaching or their culture that is a me first personality?
I do think so. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not huge on Mike Tomlin. I'm really not. I don't care about the winning records. I would rather have 4 losing seasons just so that we can get it figured out instead of winning and going, 9-8 every season and not getting those draft picks and stuff. The problem is like I've noticed over this entire Mike Tomlin era that we've had is like we went to 1 Super Bowl and we went to 2 Super Bowls. We won one of them, and it was pretty much, like a team that he never even built.
Right.
Cowher's
team.
Yeah, it was Cowher's team. So, like, it wasn't a team that he built. And even when we went in 2011, 2012, like that year, I always get them mixed up because it's like, technically we went, it was the 2008 season, but it was the Super Bowl of 2009. It's like, it's always like, it's a weird thing or something like that. It's always wonky. So, like, nonetheless, like when we went to that Super Bowl and lost to Green Bay, like, after that, it was just always uphill. We had an incredible offense and just not a good defense. And then it just like we would always just fall apart to the Patriots in the playoffs. And then like as time moved on, it was always dumb teams. Jacksonville. We lost to Tim Tebow's Broncos team in the playoffs. Like, well, I love Tim Tebow, but like still like how do you lose to the Tim Tebow's Broncos, That was just it's ridiculous. And like I don't know what it is, but I think it is Mike Tomlin, but the problem is like we're stuck with him because this Art Rooney and like the Rooneys will not part with him because they like the coaching idea, where like, they've had 3 coaches over the course of 50 or 60 years, whereas a lot of other teams and franchises have gone through numerous amounts of head coaches over those 50 years. They like that idea. They like that Mike Tomlin is a motivator. And yes, he does motivate his team to win games, but it hasn't been enough to get us to these, high points. Like, granted, like, yes, we might not have had the greatest offense, over these couple of years, but like this year, like we have the defense. If our offense could just even get a little bit going, we would be a pretty okay team. I mean, we're like shutting down teams, like the Browns only put up 13 points, like there's teams that like we're shutting down. Obviously we got blown out by 2 of them, like San Francisco and Houston, but like still like there are teams that we are shutting down on defense. And like there's been times even way back when, like 2019, that year that it was Mason Rudolph and it was Devlin Hodges and stuff. Like we had a solid defense. Granted, we weren't going to make playoffs, but like it's one of those things where it's like we have the team pieces. It's just we're not utilizing them. And then when the roles were reversed and we had, Big Ben and AB and Le'Veon Bell and those killer bees and like just that crazy offense in 2017 and those years, it's just like, how can you fall so short? Like, how do you let that happen? And I just don't understand. So I think it's a Mike Tomlin problem, and I don't think they're going to part with him though.
So, I mean, I'd agree with you. That was kind of why I worded the question the way I did. I think Mike Tomlin does have an issue culturally, but Steelers are a very loyal organization, and they're going to keep bringing in the money because the fans are going to keep showing up to the games, especially with these winning records.
Yep.
So, there's no real reason to fire Mike Tomlin. Unless
the problem is like they're not going to, because like I said, he hasn't had a losing record like his entire career, and the only way that they would probably fire him is like if he consecutively has losing seasons, or if he decides to finally retire. I think that I really think that they should consider cleaning house when it comes to it, because it's just, you're not working. You're supposed to be like this powerhouse Steelers team, but you just aren't winning the big games. You haven't gone to the Super Bowl. You had these stellar teams and you just fell short to a not so great Patriots team. Like the Patriots were good, but they were like 10-6 good, and we were like 13-3. Like we shouldn't have lost to that Patriots team, and we did. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. And so when it comes to Mike Tomlin, I do think that like over time, yes, he's winning and all of that, but like if you want that winning culture, like of actually winning trophies and winning championships and stuff, you got to let them go. But they won't. And I do think that's causing a lot of the player issues too, is the cultures, because it's a lot of, me, not we. And I think that is the biggest flaw in that, roster organization.
Thanks for watching that video, guys. If you want to check out a most recent full episode of No Buts About It, that's going to be right over here. Right there. Check that out. And if you just want to see more short clips, we're going to have one right over here for you to watch. Check out No Buts About It on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts, so you can listen to us on the go. Once again, have a great day and go do something nice for someone.